Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Tell you what, appreciate if you give me with a like, share, subscribe, all that bullshit, right? So, start things off for your day, man. God, things are depressing nowadays. Like, I literally tried to make a video earlier today, and just even after watching the video, or like just trying to make it, it just is utterly, it feels hopeless. I'll be honest, like, it's getting bad, man. But with that being said, I've got an absolute gem for you guys. So let's go and just start this off here.
Yeah, in the bed of the truck with some beer cans. Let's pop out with these guys and see what they got going on.
Copy that.
Oh god.
No. Hey, tell them to hang out real quick.
The fucking truck barely even takes off. Oh fuck.
Okay. Okay.
I don't even want to ask what that was.
This is some hillbilly shit.
Oh my god.
Are they throwing these cans at you?
Yeah, they're chucking cans, but the fat boy in the back is hilarious. He's trying to hold on for dear life.
Oh my god.
I'm missing a whole show.
Guys, I had to scour the internet for part 2, okay? And finally found it because I was like, how does this end? But guys, before we get ahead of ourselves, you have to wait around to the end to see that video. So, starting things off with a normal tune of things, let's listen to what Mr. Trevor Abbey has to say.
Government right now is literally taxation without representation. And let's just do a crash course on what taxation is really quick. So the government takes taxes from us in the form of income tax, sales tax, etc. There's all sorts of different taxes. And they use that money to do what's in our best interest, what we elected them to do. And what's in the public's best interest right now is to have affordable housing, is to have affordable mortgage rates, is to have affordable insurance rates. What's in our best interest is to help homeless people, to help homeless veterans, to help the people of Maui whose houses burned down in that wildfire. But that is not what our elected officials are doing at all. In fact, they're doing quite the opposite. They're quite literally saying, yeah, you elected me into office. Yeah, you trust me with your vote. But no, we're not going to help you at all. And we're just going to send hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars overseas to everything except the things that are actually of interest to the American people. Instead of finding ways to make mortgage rates and home prices reasonable, we're just going to send $100 billion to Ukraine. Instead of giving the people of Hawaii money to rebuild their communities from that wildfire, we're just going to give them $700 each, and we're going to send the rest to Ukraine. And that, my friends, is literally the definition of taxation without representation.
Boom.
What is going on in our...
Okay. Depressing. Okay, so, when they first proposed that they were going to do the old restart, right? From the people at the WEF, right? Everybody was like, bro, how are you going to do that? Will you come take my house? Bring it on, bro. And now I understand how they're going to do it. They're going to do it by jacking the overall values of every single person's house up. Even if you bought it for $300,000, well, guess what, buddy? It's worth $1.5 million now. And you know what? You're going to have to pay the taxes on that. Do you understand how they do that? And if you don't have a homestead exemption, I've been seeing tax rates that are just through the astronomical. Okay, it's just devastating. I mean, I don't understand what people are gonna do. I mean, we're seeing it's terrorizing people in Colorado. But guess what? They'll put out an article saying, well, for the 40% of people who can't actually afford to pay our newly increased tax rates, well, that's perfect because now we've got houses for the newcomers. That was an actual article here in Colorado. Can't make it up, right? So just fantastic news, guys. They're actually gonna get away with this. So super depressing, man. But moving forward, don't worry, guys. There is a light at the end of this video. And it is hilarious. So let's listen to what this lady has to say.
They passed that $95 billion
Jennifer Rose.
Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan aid package, and the little asterisk at the bottom says, and by the way, get rid of this app, because if they wanted to, they would. I mean, this is on the grand scale, you know, if he wanted to, he would. Yeah, because I started scrolling through some bills that have been sitting waiting for action, because I mean, this was quick. We've talked about how quick this was. And so I started scrolling through some bills that are waiting for our fearless leaders to vote on them. And I saw this bill 1354, which was introduced in April of 2023. You can look this one up. A bill to increase the quality and supply of childcare and lower childcare costs for families. Boy, what a great bill that would help people in this country. 1354, that's just been sitting there waiting for action, introduced April 27th of 2023. Man, I bet $95 billion would go a long way towards lowering childcare costs for families and increasing the quality and supply of childcare. Then I looked at...
Some places are $2,500 a month for childcare. For one kid. Good luck.
House Bill 25 to promote freedom, fairness, and economic opportunity by repealing the income tax and other taxes, abolishing the Internal Revenue Service, and enacting a national sales tax to be administered primarily by the states. That one was introduced on January 9th of 2023, pending the House Ways and Means Committee. Just sitting there, because, you know, why would we want to move that along? Why would that help anybody? Or, here's one for you. Senate Bill 519, a bill to prohibit individuals, listen to this one, a bill to prohibit individuals charged with or convicted of human trafficking or drug trafficking offenses committed near the border from receiving federal benefits. So 519 says if you were convicted of human trafficking or drug trafficking near the border, you wouldn't be able to get federal benefits. That seems like a gimme. But no, that one was introduced February 16th of 2023. And apparently, no, it's pending. Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee are just sitting on that one because apparently it's not the no-brainer that we think it is. But sending $95 billion away and getting rid of this app, yeah, done deal.
Whatever. Let's just get rid of it. We don't fucking need it anyways, right? Except for it's probably, you know, at first when I didn't use this app, I thought it was like straight up just like the far left owned this place, right? But no, actually, even the far left, and, you know, there's a lot of heated debates on TikTok, man. I'm not going to lie. But guess what? That is seriously where the conversation is going down, man. Where people are real time debating, having people on shows talking about what we need to do to fix this shit, right? Now, a lot of it is just rage baiting, and, you know, they intentionally just say stuff so they can get views and clicks and money, and that's all right. But, you know, we've been able to get a lot done on there. I'll tell you that. And when it's gone, I don't even know. Like, they're setting the narrative is being set massively. And I seriously can't say more about the video I just put out 2 videos ago about it being like the most important message, because it really is. Like, and guess what? At the end of the second to last video on this one, it's really going to lay out that, yeah, they're going to use those laws, man. So moving forward, before I lose your guys' attention, Jesus, chill.
Sum up with one picture that the food industry, our governments, and our teaching institutions, our universities, do not have our best interests at heart when it comes to our health, it would be this picture. In September 2022, after 3 years of research by Tufts School of Nutrition, funded by General Mills and millions of taxpayer funds, the U.S. government released this new food guide. They released a new food guide, or a pyramid, touted as the Tough Food Compass. The Tough Food Compass rates foods between 1 to 100. A Food Compass score over 70 are foods that are to be encouraged and are labeled in green. A Food Compass score of 31 to 69 are foods to be consumed in moderation and are labeled in yellow. And foods with a score of less than 30 are meant to be minimized and are labeled in red. According to this chart, Frosted Mini Wheats has a score of 87 and are labeled green. And Honey Nut Cheerios had a score of 76 and was also labeled green. Lucky Charms with a yellow score of 60 was clearly better for you than eggs fried in butter. This was labeled a red food at a score of 29, and worse still was ground beef with a score of 28. I mean, how did we all survive before the advent of processed foods when we were eating meat from our farms, eggs from our chickens, and real butter? We are all in serious trouble if we keep listening to and practicing this nonsense. Please share this with someone you love. I'm Dr. Midge, a physician on a mission to share their health.
Okay, guys. So I think, personally, my opinion here is, I am not a communist. I want to state this beforehand. So I think we're at a phase in capitalism that if it goes unchecked, and these corporations become so powerful and they pool all their resources together, that we're witnessing the end game of what it would look like right before we go into communism. I mean, when these big corporations own every single company, and they have so much money and so influential and can lobby this bullshit into play, there's your answer, man. I mean, it's turning into communist shit, right? But the difference is it's not the government who's running it, it's the corporations, right? So I don't even know what that would be called, right? And it's an oligarchy, I guess you could say, because the people who run these companies, I don't know, right? Because it's corporation, I don't know. But yeah, the rich ruling the fucking poor, right? So but yeah, man, it's just the end game on capitalism always, it seems like it's just going to lead to communism, right? And I hate to say that. I mean, I'm not a communist, I'm pro-capitalism. But if capitalism goes unchecked, it turns into communism, is what I think is happening here. So let's go and move on to the next video.
Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
I think the United States government is trying to provoke us into a fight. No, like, follow me for a second. Like, I have an analogy that fits this perfect. It's like that one kid in school who just kept bothering you, kept prodding at you. And then finally they do one thing that, like, throws you over the edge and makes you come at them. And they run behind the teacher, and the teacher only sees you acting up. They only see you causing a problem, so then they discipline you. That's the United States government. The United States government is prodding its people to react. A week after we did our fucking taxes, you're spending $95 billion of our money. Waving so Ukraine flags as a signal of fuck you, we're spending your money how we want to. Yep. And then ban an app that 170 million Americans use. Taxes alone would make me want to punch somebody in the face. But this? Nah, they want us to fight. They want us to fight.
We know that. If we fight back, then they have a way to destroy the Constitution. It is a thorn in their side, and they freaking despise it, man. They want it gone because then they could get their way with everything, right? So the only way they can do that is if we can be in a perpetual civil war, and they can throw down martial law. But what they don't realize is when they go to hide in their bunkers, we will be setting fires on top of their fucking oxygen stacks and shitting down those fucking tubes waiting for them to come out. So keep that in mind when you're making this fucking plan. So just so you know, guys, know, this is what red flag laws were designed for. So we'll go ahead and get into that a little bit more here in a second.
After officers say he refused to give up his gun to police.
Officers shot and killed him at his home this morning, and that's where we're trying to enforce the new red flag law.
ERPO will let them label anyone they want as an extremist. If you're labeled as an extremist by ERPO, then they will take your guns away and they will allow family members to report one another so that they can come and take those guns away as well. This is through something called the ERPO laws. So it's our National Extreme Risk Protection Order is what it's called in the Resource Center. National Extreme Risk Protection Order Resource Center. A tool to save lives. Gives them the power to train, assist, and advise on laws for pretty much every government and non-government agency in the name of keeping guns out of the hands of people who pose a threat to themselves or others. It's not just about preventing gun ownership through background checks, it's also about removing existing guns from people who they label extremist. And here's where it shows that it's not just about purchasing guns, it's also about possessing guns, meaning that they'll take them away from anyone labeled an extremist. That they can't purchase or possess firearms for the duration of the order. What does that mean?
And just a few minutes ago, officers named the man at the center of this as 60-year-old Gary Willis. And you can see behind us here, this is still very much an active scene in this Ferndale neighborhood. Now, 7 hours after officers showed up here to remove guns from a home and ended up shooting Willis. It was a fatal attempt to enforce the new red flag law, allowing officers to take guns from owners who reportedly may be a danger to themselves or others. But when Anne Arundel County Police showed up to a Ferndale home on Linwood Avenue near Lois Avenue around 5:15 Monday morning, they weren't able to serve that protective order. They say the gun owner answered the door with his weapon in hand, then put it down briefly before picking the gun up again. That's when a fight started. Officers struggled with the man until the gun went off. That bullet didn't hit anyone, but it prompted police to open fire, shooting and killing the man.
Can we pretty please define extremist?
So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward what they want to do, man. They will be able to label anybody. And oh yeah, you can say it's your family or friends. Dude, no one, they don't give a fuck. All right? They fucking hate red-blooded Americans. And they will be trying to pull the shit. And you know what? A lot of people's last stand is when they come for the guns. It's known, right? So that guy put his guard down. Then he realized they were going to take his guns. And he said, no, fuck that motherfucker. So, take it for what you want, man. But I don't blame him. Now, back to this amazing little video here at the end. Guys, this shit is just too funny. So, let's go ahead and finish this off. If you're still here, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Maybe hit this video with a like. Whatever, man. All right.
Oh, how you gonna get out of the truck now? How you gonna get out of the back of the truck, big boy? How you gonna get out of the back of the truck? No, get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Oh my God, bro.
I know where the fuck you are. I ain't retarded. Get on the ground, big boy. Two more ran that way. Loud. You want the dog? I'll hit him. You're gonna go down to the ground? That's what I want. I want you down on the ground, Jelly Bean. Let's go. Great. All the way, Jelly Roll. Let's go. Down, please.
All the way down.
Tell me.
All the way down.
Yeah, I don't know about handcuffs. You might need a rope.
Do we have
just hang out down there for a second.
Put your arms out like an airplane.
Yeah, like that. Maybe sit up on his butt.
Sit straight up now. Just sit up.
I almost got him walking. Watch forward.
I didn't do anything.
Maybe put one cuff around him and then one cuff around like the truck or something.
What are you cuffing? You're being detained.
You cuff him to my bumper.
Well, for one.
Oh, I didn't. Harvey, make sure you watch straight.
I'm watching. Scoot over this way from me.
I'll be left. You'll be lethal.
Yeah, move.
I'm gonna get the shotgun. Stay right there.
Scoot over here. Scoot over here. What were you guys doing on the road over there for one? That was consumption in public. Was that what that was? Come on, just a little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah.
Adjust myself.
Yeah, adjust yourself.